Before you get into the real estate market, get clarity, perspective, and the information you need.
I've been listening to you, and I love your show.
Right here with broker owner Dan Gemus, host of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.
Okay, welcome back. 1221 here on AM800 with you every single Saturday and Sunday from noon to 1. We're a couple months away from a 10-year anniversary, Heather.
Really?
August will be 10 years on the air.
Wow, that is so awesome.
Oof. Time flies by. Heather Marintet in studio with me. Always great to have you with me, Heather.
Thank you.
We got lots going on. A reminder, if you are looking to make a move, the Dan Gemus team is always here to help. You can reach out to us 7 days a week at 519-566-5565. You can also find us on our website at dangemus.com. We're happy to come out there and give you a free home market evaluation, say hello, and it can let you know what your home is worth. It changes so fast these days. The market's just all over the place.
It's true, yeah. You got a lot of people questioning that right now. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have somebody come out and help give you an idea.
We're still seeing multiple offers in some instances,
Yep.
Heather, right? Other times we're not seeing multiple offers. So the market's in a bit of a flux.
Oh, yeah. It's not consistent, that's for sure. You're getting multiple offers in some, and then, just down the road, the next house might get one, right?
Yep.
It's really, there's not necessarily always a rhyme or reason right now.
One thing we've noticed, though, is prices are not going down. They're hovering in that same, between $550,000 and $600,000
they've been fairly
range.
Steady. Yeah.
As the average price, right? So we'll see what comes the rest of the year. In the meantime, we're focusing on a crucial topic for anyone looking to enter the housing market, obviously. And the top mistakes that first-time home buyers make. Avoiding these common pitfalls can save you time, money, and stress. So let's dive into some of these, Heather. What do you say?
Yep.
So on the list, not getting pre-approved for a mortgage.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one because you don't know what you're looking for. How do you know what you're looking for, where you're looking if you don't have an idea of your pre-approval? That is the very first thing to do.
It's the first thing we'll recommend to our buyers
Yes.
too, right? At the end of the day, and Heather's absolutely right. You don't know where to look and where to start, especially now with prices all over the place.
Yep.
And buyers, may not have been looking for the last 5 years, and the market has completely shifted, completely different. So you need to know what you can afford,
Yep.
right? Overlooking hidden costs. So again, budgeting only for the purchase price without considering closing costs, property taxes, home insurance, maintenance.
Upgrades that might need to be done. Is the
Upgrades.
roof really old? Are you going to be looking at a new furnace or AC in the next few years, right? Like look into that too.
This could be costly, right? It could
Yep.
be, a roof can be $10,000 now. It's not.
You want to make sure you have a bit of a slush fund afterwards
That's right.
if you can.
That's right. Not researching the neighborhood. So again, focusing solely on the home itself and neglecting to research the surrounding area, including schools, safety and amenities, can result in buyer's remorse for sure.
Yep. If you're
Right.
somebody who needs public transportation, that's going to be huge. You're going to
That's
want
right.
to make sure you're near that. If you don't need that, or maybe you're going to be, growing your family eventually, school districts are so important. Space for that in the home as well.
Now, something that's been, difficult over the last few years as the market really heated up and then buyers stopped doing these, but home inspections are important. They're an important tool.
Yes.
Right? And again, one way that buyers can avoid, because oftentimes what was happening in the past few years is a buyer was writing 30 offers
Yeah.
before they actually were successful on one, right? And so they didn't want to spend money on home inspections 30 times.
Right. To get it done before an offer every time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it would be
That's
costly.
right. But now as the market is cooled down a little bit, it's still a competitive market, but as it's cooled down a little bit, it could be a bit easier to do a home inspection.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot more opportunities to put in those types of conditions to protect yourself. We're seeing more and more sellers accepting it. Even when multiple offers are on the table, you're seeing conditional offers being accepted. So it is nice to be able to include that in buyers' offers.
Now, Heather, something that is it's a bit difficult sometimes for buyers, but it's making emotional decisions is one of the top mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard. It's easier said than done.
Yes.
Right? When you fall in love with something, you might not be looking at the bigger picture sometimes, right? Location, like we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Price sometimes.
Yes.
Right?
You're looking at the interior of the house and you love that, but you're not looking at the rest or vice versa.
That's
Yeah.
right. Considering the commute, another big mistake. So again, now Windsor, Essex, it's not like the GTA where, to go 3 kilometers, you're 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
We're fairly accessible.
We're fairly accessible
Yeah.
here in Windsor, Essex, but it's still something to consider, right? And ignoring the commute is definitely one of the biggest mistakes. Buying more house than you can afford.
Or that you're willing to clean.
Oh my goodness. Unless you have a cleaner that you have on hand. Yes, absolutely right.
Bigger
Yeah,
house,
difficult.
more cleaning. But
That's
yes, more than you can afford for sure.
Yeah.
That could be a mistake.
Which again, it can be a challenge these days, right? But what do you do? Not considering a resale value, right? Failing to think about the future resale value of a home can be problematic if you need to sell sooner than expected. So
Yeah.
we always say, right? In the long term, real estate will always go up.
Right.
But in the short term, there is the ups and downs, right? And so somebody who bought in February of 22 at the peak of the market, who wanted to sell a year later, was having some difficulties.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. It all depends on what your plan is. If you're planning to be there 5+ years or more, like you're probably okay. But yeah, if you're going to be turning it around very quickly, that is something to consider.
That's right. Ignoring mortgage options, so not shopping around for the best mortgage rates and terms, can cost you thousands of dollars. And like Ron Bondi will often tell us from the Super Mortgage team, it is not always about the best rate, right? Terms can always have an effect as well. So don't necessarily just shop for the best rate, but working with the broker can help in a lot of those cases where they can shop you around as well.
Yes, definitely.
Right? They have those resources. Overestimating DIY abilities. Now, this is a lot, as the buyers tend to a younger age now,
Yeah.
a lot of them are not very handy,
Yeah.
right? Although we have YouTube,
That's true.
Which helps.
Yes, it does.
but depending on the home, it might need a lot of work,
Yes.
right? Which
For
can-
sure. And you think, oh, don't worry, I can tackle that. I can handle it. And then you just end up biting off more than you can chew
That's
sometimes.
right.
Yeah.
Got to call in the backup. Call in dad or grandpa to come help. Failing to budget for furnishings.
Oh.
Especially first-time home buyers, right? This is all about the biggest mistakes
Yeah.
first-time home buyers make. But again, they might not be aware that, yes, that house comes empty.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yep. Then you need everything that goes in it.
That's right. Appliances can be expensive.
Yep.
Furniture can be expensive. It hasn't gotten cheaper over the years.
Oh, no, definitely
Right?
not.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. Skipping the fine print, so not thoroughly reading contracts. Well, again, you have a realtor, hopefully a realtor working on your behalf that can help you with those things. Not planning for the long term. So we talked about this a little bit, Heather, but buying a home that only fits your current needs. And, maybe you
Right.
buy a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom home and you
Yes.
plan on having a family,
Yep.
starting a family next couple of years, and you want to have 45 kids.
Yeah. Wow.
Could be an issue.
Whew. You're going to need a real big house.
Woo! But,
Bunk beds.
Bunk beds. Bunk beds everywhere. What else do we have here? Ignoring environmental factors, so neglecting to check for flood zones, natural disaster risks, and environmental hazards. That can definitely be a factor for sure. Making large purchases before closing.
Yes.
Oh,
Don't go get a new car right before. Don't.
let's not do that, right? And last but not least, rushing the process. It takes time.
It does.
You know,
and that's okay.
That's
it's
right.
okay. I have buyers sometimes apologize saying, so sorry, we don't want to drag you out here. We don't want to waste your time. And I tell them, I'm like, it's never a waste of time if it's helping you narrow down exactly what it is that you're
That's
looking
right.
for. You have to figure it out and it takes time. And that's okay.
And this is why we love our multi-step process as realtors, right? On our team anyways. So we will do market education with buyers and really kind of get them out there and started, and
Yeah.
so they understand how things are priced in the market and
Yep.
whatnot. So it's important steps. So there you go. Okay, we're going to take a break, Heather. We're going to come back. We're going to give away the Richmond Popcorn Company gift card in the next half hour. We'll also come back with Monica Bundy, our home stager, talking about summer color trends and some psychological stuff too with colors. So it'll be fun, a good topic here. Lots more to come right here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.